Thinking back through thousands of years worth of history, right now is the best time for you to educate your child at home. Hi, I'm Christine and welcome to the second video of my True Ed channel. Today I want to talk to you about teachers. You might feel a little bit intimidated with the thought of educating your child at home because you're not a teacher. You've not got a qualification. You might feel a little bit like you don't know what you're doing. So I want to tell you 3 reasons why sending your child to a teacher, a qualified teacher, is perhaps not the best idea. So the first reason is you don't know your child's teacher. Okay, there's a chance that you've got an older child who's had that same teacher. There's a chance that this is the second year that your child has had that teacher, but ultimately you don't know that teacher. You don't know anything about that person. You might have heard their name before. You might have heard rumours from other parents about that teacher, but ultimately you don't know that person. You're sending your child to be taught by a stranger. Now, some things that you do know about the teacher are that teacher does not care about your child the way you do. That person does not know your child like you do. And that person doesn't have the time for your child that you do. So even though you don't know your child's teacher, those are the things that you can know for sure. The second question you might have is the child's teacher a good teacher? And you don't know the answer to that either. On top of that, what you might think is a good teacher might be different from what your child's school thinks is a good teacher. So you might have certain things that are a priority to you that are not a priority to the school. For example, your child might prefer a classroom that's quiet, but the teacher might prefer a noisy classroom. You might prefer a classroom that has all the children facing in rows, and your teacher might prefer, or the school might prefer, children working in groups. You might prefer that your child is sitting beside a friend. Your teacher might prefer, the child's teacher might prefer that they're not sitting beside a friend. So these are the kinds of things that mean if your child was at home, you can make these decisions, and that a classroom might not be the best environment for your child. And the third problem with sending your child to a teacher, to an unknown essentially, is that the teacher might have different values from you. So a big controversy in the media right now is to do with transgender issues, and different schools at the moment have different policies regarding that. Different teachers will have different policies regarding that. Sometimes the teacher will agree with the school policy and sometimes the teacher won't. Sometimes the teacher will say something that is against the school policy. Sometimes the teacher will promote the school policy. You don't know. And so your child might come home with ideas from the school that are not your ideas, things that you would never have dreamt of discussing with the child, or things that are the opposite to what you believe to be true. Now, transgenderism is just one issue, but there are many, many controversial issues. You might believe that there are no issues that should be discussed in the classroom aside from direct subjects. So, for example, you want your child to learn maths, literacy, a little bit of history, a little bit of geography, and that's really about it. But in school, they're going to do a whole series of lessons on health and well-being, which will include things like bullying, which will include things like relationships education, And you might think that these are not things that should be covered in the school. These are things that you might want to talk about in your home. And of course, if your child was at home and not at school, then you wouldn't have to worry about that. So, what I've given you there are 3 problems with sending your child to a teacher who you don't know. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and like this video if indeed you did like it. And tune in next week for our next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.